Hello everybody and welcome back to Madden 2002 in the Buffalo Bills franchise mode, and we have a pair of high-powered division games in front of us today. Here we have the Dolphins and the Patriots. Some interesting facts about both of these division matchups. We have never won a game against the Dolphins. In the Cliff Harris era, we are 0-4 against the Dolphins here, have not had a win against a division rival in the last two seasons. And on the other side of that, the Patriots, we have never lost to. We are 4-0 against the Patriots. So definitely the duality of man here with the Cliff Harris era, but we got to find a way to win, man. And we historically play pretty freaking badly in Miami. Cliff Harris has had two pretty lackluster games here in Miami. One of them was close, but I mean, just kind of lackluster offensive performances, which is something that we're coming off of in week 2 anyway. So need to see a lot of life here from Raymond Winfield, of course, our rookie quarterback, as well as the rest of the gang here. We just need to see a little bit more. I want to see a little bit more to build some confidence. I already kind of flirted the idea of, maybe some of those tough decisions and conversations to have, but again, we're very far away from that. We just need to see a lot here early on, because we made a big decision by letting Trent Dilfer walk. He was starting to regress. He wanted a lot more money than he was already making, and he's about as good as Raymond Winfield is right now, but we need Raymond Winfield to grow and develop, and he's not going to do that if he keeps playing poorly. So that's the big thing that we need to watch for. We need to see this offense start to click here with Harris and Winfield, especially against a team like Miami, who we have not beaten. And Miami was very close to us as far as the playoff hunt went last season. Unfortunately, they managed to lose out the last couple weeks of the season. We didn't have to play them, or else we would have probably lost. And they missed the playoffs, and we were able to grab the AFC East because of that. But that's the only reason why. It's not from beating Miami. It's just because they couldn't win themselves. So they seem to be a team that struggles with everybody else that isn't the Buffalo Bills, I guess. I don't know. But Lamar Smith is not struggling at all running on our defense here. He's gotten the Dolphins with goal to go here, but it's 3rd and goal now. Our defense finally applying the pressure back, but it doesn't matter because Fiedler is able to find an open target in the end zone, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Dolphins. So the Dolphins finally strike first here, and that's all that's going to happen in the first quarter is 7-0 here. So Fiedler, the Dolphins are still rocking with for the 3rd straight year. Actually, I think it might have been more years, but they're rocking with him again is the point. But either way, so the Dolphins back on offense now. Lamar Smith finding open space here and gets a little bit of a lead, but he's going to get brought down from behind by Winfield. By Antoine Winfield, okay, not Raymond Winfield, okay, right, you guys got it, you're keeping up, but now it's 3rd and 9 here, but the Dolphins in striking distance. Fiedler takes the snap here and floats one out down the sideline, and he finds an open target, and oh my goodness, sorry about my voice crack, but O.J. McDuffie in the end zone here, and he hauls that one in for a Dolphins touchdown. And now the Dolphins have really been the only team showing any signs of life so far in this game. Things are looking good for them, not so good for us, but we have the Dolphins pinned back inside their own 5 here on 1st and 10. It's going to be a fumble. Lamar Smith is going to fumble the football, and we're going to land on top of it. Looks like Eric Flowers lands on top of it, and that's going to give us a goal to go, and that's the only time we've been even across the 50 so far today. So this is our first offensive opportunity that comes on a turnover from Miami, and on 2nd and goal we're going to hand off to Morris, and he's going to get brought down just shy of the goal line, but now under 2 minutes. So we're going to try and move a little bit quicker to at least keep this drive alive if we can by any means necessary. And Dilfer going to try and go for it on 3rd and goal, and that's why you go for it and run the hurry up, because it throws the defense out of position. Now Ozzie Hakeem has his first touchdown reception as a Buffalo Bill here. Really struggled to get him involved in St. Louis, and it looks like we've kind of struggled in the first couple weeks to do the same thing here in Buffalo, but he finally gets a touchdown. Raymond Winfield gets his 2nd of his NFL career. So 1st and 10 now for the Dolphins, heading the other way, with still a minute left to go on the clock, and that's going to at least get them within field goal range, so they could do something if they so choose, as that reception to Lamar Smith is going to get the Dolphins in a good field position with 55 seconds left to work. So 1st and 10 inside the Buffalo 25. Lamar Smith juking out into open space here, breaks a tackle, and then he's brought down. So running the football is a bold strategy since you're trying to conserve some clock, but Lamar Smith has been able to run very effectively on our defense in multiple games. That's not like a single sample size. He's been doing that pretty effectively in the last couple seasons. So 1st and 10 now, we're going to try one more shot maybe at the end zone, but Fiedler bails on the play here, just runs for it, and he's going to get brought down after maybe getting a yard or two, and the Dolphins are just going to let the clock run. They're just going to go for the field goal, I guess. They're just going to settle for it. So with 9 seconds, they're going to send out the kicker, and they kick us up, and it is good. So the Dolphins will take a quick 10-7 lead here, or 10-point lead. over us, 17-7, before the end of the first half here, or rather as time is expiring. So, but Fiedler, man, he's an interesting case. He actually had a decent season last year. He kind of cleaned up the turnovers a little bit, but not really. I mean, he had the same amount that he always does, but he just threw for more touchdowns. Normally, he's about the same number of touchdowns and interceptions, but he actually had quite a bit of touchdowns last season, and this one might be another one. Thankfully, the shoestring tackle was made. But Fiedler with another humongous deep pass down the sideline, down the side of the field, and that's going to set the Dolphins up in a good place here. And that is Billy Costanza, relative of George Costanza? Maybe. I don't think so. But Billy Costanza here is one of the new faces for the Dolphins here in the wake of Aranda Gadsden, who is now gone. He left in free agency. So the Dolphins had a hole in the receiving core, and they got Billy Costanza, the rookie from Wisconsin. And that is now who we're probably going to be seeing multiple times in this season. So, you can expect that. But the third quarter is going to come to a close, and the Dolphins in a good position here, facing a 3rd and 11 now. And Fiedler's going to hand off to Lamar. Actually, no, it's the backup running back, and he's got no room to go. So that is going to end that drive exactly where it stands. And so the Dolphins will have to settle for 3 points here, which they would get. So now we're going to fast forward here later in the fourth quarter, 3rd and 10. Winfield trying to get the offense moving. Remersma has it right in the middle of the field here, and he's going to get bounced around about at the line to gain. It looks like he might have had it, and he does. So 1st and 10, we're going to continue to move. Winfield back to pass again. Pressure in his face, but he gets rid of it in time. Manages to find Remersma again for another 1st down, and now inside the 15 and getting close to about the 10-yard line here. Close to goal to go, but not quite there, but still, we are moving offensively here, trying to stay in this game if we can. We're down by multiple scores. We got to get something rolling here, but we have plenty of time to do it. So 3rd and 6, Winfield back to pass again here. He's going to try and throw it out quickly, and he finds Akeem open, but Akeem has to come out of the end zone and just about out of bounds to make the catch. So this drive is going to stall out here. But on 4th and 6, Cliff Harris keeping the boys on the field, and Winfield across the middle finds Remersma, and he has the 1st down, but not the touchdown, which we will take, because that means the drive will at least continue, and we have a chance here still to get some points on this drive, even considering the risk that we took on 4th down, and now Sammy Morris is going to punch it in for touchdown number 4 on the season. And finally, we're seeing a little bit of Sammy Morris, which I don't need to repeat it to you guys. I've like a broken record, dude. Literally like a broken record. When we run well and pass well, we win games, and we haven't really done either all that well in this game, so it makes sense that we're struggling here. So coming out of the 2-minute warning, Lamar Smith picks up a 1st down, a crucial 1st down for the Dolphins, but Victor Green is injured, our new free agent strong safety, and so we have to blow a timeout anyway, so he chose a good time to get injured. But the Dolphins still trying to burn some clock, and on 3rd and 2, they cannot get the 1st down that they need to ice the game, so we managed to come up with the stop here in Miami, but still in field goal range. The Dolphins have a chance to put this game out of reach with a kick, and they do. So now the Dolphins add a little bit more points just to make it really kind of like insult to injury that we cannot get back into this game. So, but 4th and 10, we're still trying here. 14 seconds left to go if we can get something happen. Winfield stepping up in the pocket and just bails on the play, tries to run for it, and he gets a 1st down here, but time is now expiring, and I don't think there's going to be enough time to get back up to the line of scrimmage as time ticks away. 2-1 triple zeros, and that is how this game is going to end, and our winless streak against the Dolphins extends to 5. As we drop to 1-2 on the season, still looking for a win against the Dolphins. We've really just looked really lifeless in Miami. I don't know what it is. Can we only play in like the cold upstate New York? Is that it? I don't understand, man. The Dolphins just always have our number in Pro Player Stadium. I don't know. Is it the baseball diamond? Does it just give them just more juju? I don't know. We were even a little bit better on 3rd down than they were, but it was about more or less the same in the red zone here. It had more red zone touchdowns, but it doesn't matter too much. I don't know. Just it didn't work out. It did not work out. So as you can see, the thing to point out with this performance from Raymond Winfield is when the running game does not work, Cliff Harris really tasks his quarterback with like trying to pick up that slack, and we don't have the talent there to do that. So like if our quarterback has to throw 40 times a game, it's really just not going to end well for us. So, and Victor Green got injured for the remainder of the game, but he should be back for next week against New England, which we're going to need here. We're going to need the help. But again, New England, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have never lost to the Patriots. So home or away does not matter. We are 4-0 against the Patriots in the Cliff Harris era. and I would hope to keep it that way. I would really enjoy to keep it that way. I don't want to drop another division. One, I don't want to drop another division game, and two, I just don't want to drop another game, period, because I really want a strong start to this season. We cannot keep faltering and losing these kind of close games here, or just losing games that we can win. So the Dolphins game I didn't see as a winnable game from Jump Street, because, I mean, we just didn't play that well, but this is definitely a winnable game. By all metrics, regardless of what the stats say, it's a winnable game here. So Drew Bledsoe's on some Jameis Winston type stuff. Last season, he threw for over 4,100 yards, 24 touchdowns to 23 interceptions. So there is quarterback turmoil in our division, regardless from top to bottom. I think the Jets might be okay with Chad Pennington, but that is still a developmental project that they are working on here. But Jay Fiedler has struggled. He had a good season last year, but he has struggled for the Dolphins. And then Drew Bledsoe, ever since the first season of the Sim, he's kind of had a really rough go of it. So it's been a tough one for the Patriots. Last year was really just kind of a tumultuous year offensively with Bledsoe at the helm, but we'll see what happens this season with New England, as Sammy Morris has already plenty of open space on the edge here, bounces off a tackle, and he's still running, relying on the feet, breaks another tackle before he's finally brought down along the sideline inside the New England 25, and that is going to set us up immediately. So we didn't see hardly anything of Sammy Morris in Miami, and so hopefully he's ready to go here against the Patriots, because we're going to need him. So on 2nd and 12 here, Winfield drops back to pass. The Patriots sent some pressure, but it was picked up nicely, and he dumps off quickly to his check down anyway, and it's Sammy Morris juking and jiving, just shimmying away from the defense, finding open space and continuing the play here, getting the first down and a lot more. So that's the physicality we like to see from 33. But 1st and goal, it's a long goal to go, but Winfield flips one out towards the end zone, and it is caught. We're going to see exactly who it is. I didn't see who it is, and it's Akeem again. So Akeem's got 2 in this video here. He hasn't had any this season. Now he's got 2 in this video. So finally getting some return on that investment here. And Akeem's not going to be a star receiver or anything, but he should be a big contributor to our offense. So we got to see that happen a little bit more with Winfield. But now back on offense here, Winfield firing that one off to that same side on the field. Is he going to hit Akeem again? It looks like maybe there's some chemistry oiling up, but no, that's Eric Moulds. Eric Moulds is on that side of the field now. So different formations here, putting the receivers at different parts on the field. And so Eric Moulds on the right side making the catch. But now fast forward to a 3rd and 4 as time is expiring in the first quarter, and Sammy Morris finds enough of an opening here, some wiggle room, breaks a tackle, and gets a first down and a little bit more. So more physicality from Sammy Morris, just kind of big boss in it, big man in this stuff, and making it work. And Winfield's got the boys moving downfield here, finally starting to see some things. And the other thing to note about our Patriots rivalry here in the division is I was going to narrate the play on 3rd and goal as Winfield airmails that football out of the back of the end zone. But the other thing about our rivalry with the Patriots here is that the games aren't really all that competitive. We've had one in New England that finished 23-29. I think that was in the snow maybe, and that one was kind of close, but other than that, most of our games with New England have been pretty uncompetitive, especially last year. We blew them out in both of our matchups. So 10-0 is the score now, and now Bledsoe's starting to do what he does best here, throwing an interception. And Victor Green, who was injured, and he's playing this game, probably still a little bit hurt, but he comes down with a pick in this game here, and that's all that would happen in the second, or the remainder of the second quarter, and we would end the first half up 10-0. But New England taking over once again, and Bledsoe flips one out, and it's another interception. You got to be freaking kidding me, man. And that is now Bledsoe's 6th and 7th interception of the season to just 6 touchdowns, man. He is just, I don't know what's wrong with him, man. He's got the yips or something. He can't seem to figure it out. And the Patriots are cruising to an 0-4 record if they can't figure something out here in the 4th quarter. As Bledsoe deep in their own end, and it's another New England turnovers. It's a fumble, and it's a mad dash to get on top of it, and we managed to get on top of it. So a huge turnover here now deep in their own end that immediately sets us up in the red zone with a scoring chance, as Bledsoe just cannot get out of his own way, even though that one wasn't even really his fault, but just can't get out of his own way, man. And Sammy Morris, just a couple plays later, manages to find an open space here because we have a decent enough offensive line creating some space, and he's in the end zone for his, I'm trying to keep track here, 5th touchdown, 5th, 6th touchdown, I've already lost count. But he's having himself a great year. So 17-0 is your score, but New England still plenty of time. We're 3 minutes left to go in the 4th quarter, and Bledsoe managed to find an open target, and it is Terry Glenn. So finally we're seeing some Terry Glenn here. Terry Glenn had a good season last year, over 1,100 yards. Obviously the top contributor for the Patriots offense here, outside of Bledsoe. But, yeah, just not much happening in this game here. Bledsoe, again, going to try and throw for it. Goes to that same spot on the field, but instead hits Mark Edwards, the fullback, who's also a little bit of a contributor from the rushing game. But the Patriots have not ran very well at all. They just have gotten 0 production from the running back. I don't know if that's their coaching scheme or what, but they just don't do it. So now, with a scoring chance here, Bledsoe flips one out quickly, manages to hit Aaron Kenny here, the tight end, but he's going to get brought down shy of the goal line. So 4th and goal now it's going to be. Patriots taking a desperation chance, trying to get into the end zone, and that pass is completed, but out of the back of the end zone is Peter Anderson, the second-year receiver. So got to make sure where your feet are at, bud. And he steps out of the back of the end zone, so that's going to be a turnover on downs, and that is all that would happen, man. Nothing else would happen in this game. New England drops to 0-4. We extend back to 500 at 2-2 with a big win against the Patriots here. Huge defensive showing against New England. Still not seeing an awful lot offensively that like really makes me excited, makes me super happy. We did what we needed to in this game, which I'm not going to scoff at those kind of wins because we'll take them wherever we can get them as a team that hovers around that 500 mark. We'll take the wins where we can get them, but I'd still like to see a little bit more, especially because we played so much better against New England last year, but 17-0 is nothing to scoff at either. So, and here we see again here, just struggling with the completion percentage. Raymond Winfield really just kind of, I don't know, just struggling to find the open guys out there. That's really what it is. But Sammy Morris had himself a heck of a day here, both receiving and rushing, and that just, he seems to be able to do it both here when we need him, I guess. I wish that was more consistent because we'd probably win more games. But either way, it'll be okay in the long run, I'm sure. We have another game against a tough opponent in the Oakland Raiders. They've been pretty solid in the sim up to this point. They've seen a lot of turnover, a lot of skill position players retire and whatnot, so this might be a winnable game for us. Who knows, but it's another home game. So I hope to see you guys back in Orchard Park here when we play the Oakland Raiders.